Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Here we have a residential application. So you can see we have a seating area here, bar stool area here. There's actually some countertop appliances, a barbecue, things of that nature over here. And then also a door that slides left and right. And we have a couple of lamps up here with a fan, 60-inch in diameter. That's what this circle here represents. And so there's a couple of different ways. Oh, and also these lighting fixtures over here. Now these lighting fixtures aren't the exact same as the customers, but I'm just putting those in there for representation. Also, there's I'm going to call it a stand for maybe a TV or something of that nature over here. Not 100% sure what that is, but it is a wind block, by the way, so it is nice to have. This is in a colder climate. I believe this is snow belt area, they said. So you'd want to consider that for the amount of heat that you place here. So let's go ahead and look at the dimensions. And I got a lot of dimensions here, but we'll just go over the basic dimensions. I have 7.2 here to the bottom edge of the beam coming across here. And then to the top of the apex here of this A-frame, it is 10.6. And then 14 feet inside to inside. And then as you can see over here, we have 14 feet from inside to the wall here. This is the residence attachment here. So let's see if there's anything else. Of course, the heights of these lamps are important. You know, you can see that I got 6.6 and 9/16 and so on here. The distance apart where these are physically placed are also important, and I have that according to what the customer gave me here. I think it starts at 40 inches from the outside edge, or from this point here inwards, and that's an important aspect. So yeah, that's about that. Let's go ahead and look at what the customer had requested. They were hoping to place some heaters above this doorway, they said, and then also over here above the seating area for the bar stool seating height over here. So if we did that, let's see what kind of results we can get. This would be the 5,000 watt dual element that they requested. And with that 5,000 dual watt element, you can see that this this portion of the heat is the extension of the heat ray. So these are light waves. They travel through space. They actually travel further, but according to the manufacturer, this is the predictive optimum amount of heat that you can receive. So it will travel all the way, but it's not what the manufacturer says will make you feel warm outside, and it's just not enough energy. So with that being said, you can see here that we're not heating much in that optimum area with that heater there. And also with the placement of the light fixture up here, that also presents an issue. If we turn on the clearance rather, let's see here, we got clearance. So if we turn on the clearance, you can also see that we're not meeting the clearance for that particular lamp. Now, and then also with this angle, which I have at 45-degree angle, I believe, we're still not meeting the clearance from the edge. So we really technically need to turn this even further up in order to make that a legal application. Now, if we go over here to this bar stool seating height, you can see that we're really just pounding the area really hard, and you know, you're going to be sitting up higher. I pulled this chair out so you can see here, but you'll be sitting up higher than this, and you're so close to the heater it would be way too hot. And you'll see here that I've actually manipulated what they actually have here, so I don't have these pieces coming all the way down, but let's just say they are, and it would look something like this. Where are we going to put it? We can't put it against here. We have clearance issues above, so that's just not a doable thing with a 5,000 watt unit. So that's not my recommendation. And also the 5,000 watt unit is so powerful for this type of application. I don't see anyone ever wanting to sit underneath that. You need that to be at least about 9 feet, 8 feet off the ground minimum. All right. So let's turn that off, and then we'll go to what my recommendations might be. Hold on one second. There you go. And so here's what I would have as recommendation. Turn that off for a second. And what I have here is a 6,000 watt unit, and I have it placed, obviously in a different location. It's actually, suspended in midair, so that's not possible. So you'd have to put a backer over here and a backer over here to get it just centered, if that's what the case might be. I don't have these beams here, structurally point on, so it might fit. It might, line up the bracket that is. So whatever that takes to put it there, and I believe I have this at a 15-degree tilt. And then, of course, the bracket's just at the same elevation as the beams here. So with the clearance above, you can see that we're meeting the clearance above here on this type of application, and that's not an issue. So that's great. And then over here, I have a different unit. Actually, this is a slimline unit. This is a 3,000 watt unit. It's much cooler than the other, and it's much wider than the other. Whoops, if I can get in here. It's much wider, so it's almost 5 feet long, and it's going to cover a broader area and not as intense as that WD-5024 model would. Also, you can see that, still I have the issue of where to place this heater. I need to have some room above the seating. I can't just pound someone's head with a massive amount of heat. So I'm recommending that possibly they trim off these ends here, and this is if it's possible. I'm not a structural engineer, so I can't answer that question, but if it's possible to trim off these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then place a header over here somehow, is that possible? And then mount the heater up here. That would be something that would work much nicer. And the alternative would be to, take a heater and then somehow mount it, outside of the, let's see if I can get it out here, outside of the area completely. And I need to go 6 more inches for the clearance. So let's go here. And so that heater would be out like that, something of that nature. How you mount that, you'd have to come up with a custom bracket, or, maybe there's a fascia up here that I'm not aware of, but change these bracket angles 90 degrees, and then make sure you have the 6 inches of clearance from whatever that combustible surface is, and that would work as well. You can go up higher in that case too if you made a custom bracket, so that it wouldn't be so intense, but you still need to have 6 inches from here all the way around the top. And let's see if I can get that here. So that's the 6 inches. And then all the way up to the top, and then of course below you need 18 inches. So you can see how that is a issue that we need to make sure we're addressing properly. And I'm not sure if I actually did that, so let's go back here a couple of moves, and I'll go there and just see that bottom clearance again. We may have to move that out just a tad, yes, or we could actually well, there's a couple of things that we have a problem with here, obviously. So we'll have to address that. So the only way I can see doing that is by removing this and then moving the heater further in this direction so that we're meeting the clearance over here. And then also we need to take this heater and drop it down to that height. So again, the top clearance would be something like this, and it's still a very intense heater. So I'm a little leery on this placement here. Again, we take this one out here, and then we could possibly add that one back over here, I think, if that's lined up properly. See that here? All right, so let's go ahead and look at the ray now. So that's something that needs to be worked on a little bit here, but you can see if we can manipulate that, we can make it more usable. So going back to the ray itself, I'm going to turn off these clearances. I think I have them off here. And here you can see the footprint, at least of the 6,000 watt unit, is fairly ideal. Again, we're in a warmer climate, so you can see it's a much hotter unit. If you really wanted to control this unit, you would put a control system on it where you can dim the heater 1% to 100% on, and you get a nice footprint of heat for this space over here. Now again, over here, 3,000 watt, very close to seating position. I'm not so happy about this arrangement here, but it's possible, and the higher up you can get it, the better, because of the height. That you can see that the footprint here, for instance, how wide it is at the bottom, but narrow it is here, because this is light wave and it travels and stretches and bends, and it becomes larger as it travels through space. So the higher up you can get it, the better off the coverage is. However, you want to make sure you have a hot enough unit for the seating height that you're dealing with. All right, I hope this helps this customer. If this has helped you, thumbs up would be great. We don't advertise, and the algorithms of YouTube with thumbs up really makes us more available to other people to see. So thank you very much. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application, send us an email to support@patioheat.com. I'm Steve Walton from Tropic Heating. Thank you very much, and have a great day.